Return on investment is not the same as generating sales revenue. Not only do we need to cover our direct and indirect costs, but we also need to make a profit from the expo. You will need to download the blog for today's session because it contains a worksheet to help you calculate that return on investment. There's 2 columns on the worksheet. The left-hand side column focuses on the investment you'll be making at the exhibition, and the right-hand side column is designed to help you calculate that return on investment. Let's now look at the left-hand side column. Here we need to list all the different costs, whether they're approximates or whether they're actuals, but we do need to list them with regards to the cost of the stand space, the travel time for the staff, the printed literature, the merchandise, even the stand display itself, prize draw, anything we can find, make a list of all the costs and put a figure next to it. This, after we total that up, will give us the figure we expect to invest for this particular expo, and we'll be titling that figure A. Let's assume we spend £1,000 on the stand space. We spend another £500 on staffing, £250 on travel, £500 on the stand display itself, £250 for printed literature, another £250 for printed merchandise, £100 for the expo day itself in terms of subsistence, and a further £150 for the prize draw. This brings the total to £2,000. Let's now move on to the right hand side of the worksheet, titled Return, and focus on part 1. Here we're going to be finding out what do we need to break even. So the first part is to put a figure down of an average sale value of a typical order. Yes, I understand people will be offering products or services which will have price values which will range from one extreme to the other. All I'm asking you to do is put a product or choose a service that you feel is most commonly purchased or which will appeal to most of the target market that will be attending the expo. Now let's say, for example, we are selling advertising space. Now we have a range of advertising space offers, but the most commonly one purchased is the one that's sold at £500. So we will be putting £500 down in that box titled B as the average sale order value, £500. Put yours down. Now we need to work out how much profit do we typically make on figure B. We'll make around £125. For example, on every £500 advertising space sold, we're generating £125. So we will be putting £125 in the figure C box. So now D is what we need to work out next. So in B we have £500, in C we have £125. Now to work out figure D, which is the break-even point, we're going to be looking at figure A again, which is on the left-hand side column, which said £2,000. This is the example I'm referring to. So the £2,000 we put down, divided by the £125 net profit. That will give us a total of 16, which means D equals 16. We need to have 16 orders to break even on the cost of the investment we've made. We now move on to part 2 of the return section. Box E, we're going to be working out our lead conversion ratio. Let's say, for example, for every 5 inquiries or leads we receive, we generate 1 order. So if 5 is the figure, we'll be putting in box E. We now need to work out the number of leads required to break even. All we're doing here is taking figure D, which was 16, and multiplying that with figure E, which was 5. 16 times 5 becomes 80. So we need 80 leads to break even. This is figure F. However, that's breaking even. We need to generate a return on investment. So to get another order will mean another 5 more inquiries. So all we're then doing is taking the number of inquiries we required at stage F by another 5 more inquiries, which will give us 85 leads. In box G is 85 leads. So we need 85 leads to make above and beyond the £2,000 worth of investment based on a typical order of £500, generating net profit of £125, and typically looking at 5 leads to 1 order. Now remember, all this could change. You get one big order, everything changes, but we need a baseline. We need a starting point. We need a goal. We need something that all the team can work towards. Because if you've got a number of inquiries that you need to have, a number of leads you need to generate, it will then help you plan for the expo well before in advance. So on the day, you're qualifying the right people, capturing the right data, and turning those leads and following up and getting that return on investment. If you don't plan for it now, we won't get a chance to plan for it on the day. To summarize, every exhibitor needs to know exactly how many leads they need to generate that return on investment. Now we've given you a worksheet which provides a useful framework to help you calculate that. In our next presentation, we'll be looking at the second of the 6 P's, people. Your team are the face of your organization, and having the right team at the expo is paramount to your success.